Hello and welcome. I'm Shadow of Shadow Gaming, bringing you Programming with Shadow, episode 46. In today's video, we're going to pick up where we left off with our movie watch list. So, what we did last time, we started the project. We created a parser, so something to be able to read files. We're using a CSV format, so something like this, where we do some kind of escaping at the end. Or some kind of escaping if there's commas. From what I'm using, I also have to do quotes if there's a quote, but we've wrote us a little parser to do that, so we just read out the fields, and it's nothing robust. You should use, or if you're doing any kind of one of that, usually use a library. They've already thought of all the problems for you, so that would be where you would actually use, but we're just going to do our own for now. So, over here we have our menu. We created the view all movies. I don't actually know if I've checked if that worked, but it probably does. Yeah, let's just run it and we can check real quick. We've got two more methods down here and then a default case. We do a view. Okay, yeah, it does. And yeah, I did do that. I remember doing it last week. Okay. So we have toggle watched. So that one's going to be easy. We're just going to pick a movie and say if we watched it or not. And then a save and exit, and then an error case. And that's pretty much all the functionality we're going to write. And we'll actually write some tests after that. So let's go ahead and do the toggle watched. So what we're going to need to do is to get a number for each movie. That sounds like a menu, so let's reuse our menu. So we'll do a new menu. So we'll do menu watched menu equals new watched unwatched movies. I think that'll do. Alright. I wish I could have seen that one, but so there's just a menu. So let's create a Solution Explorer. Create a menu item. We'll say let's just do watched menu item, I guess. We'll do an add. Technically enum, but we decided that it wasn't here. Yeah. So we'll just say watched menu item. Thinking about that, I don't think I needed that actually. Wait a minute. Let's see if we need that. We may not need that one actually. Let's do let's add to the menu, I guess. Let's start there. So so that suggestion there, let's check a look at that. So watch list, so for each item in the count. Get the movie. We get if it's watched or not. I think that's a yeah, okay. So we put the title and the watch status. I actually think that's alright. Let's see here. Let's do a control dot here. Convert to for each. I think that's actually an alright suggestion there, so we'll go with that. So for each movie in the current watch list, get the watch status and then add it. Let's see if this doesn't work. So here we'll do a watch menu dot is it display? Display. Alright. Yeah, so I think that'll actually do. So let's do a we'll do this, but we'll do another one. So we'll do int watched menu choice. Do here. Is that what is that? Is that Copilot? Although I appreciate its help, I don't want that for this. So let's see. We'll disable Copilot completes for the purpose of this. Although it's nice, I don't want it. Or you can use it if you want. I don't feel like it. Like here, this is about what I wanted to do, but I don't feel like it's what I want to do for the lesson. It should be a menu item. No, we can do it as an int. Do it as an int. So here we'll do while actually, if I remember my menu class right, I think we handle that case, don't we? Yeah, we keep going, make sure you get a number. So yeah, we'll make use of that. So instead of that, we'll just do equals menu dot get choice. We'll do watch menu dot display first. All right, so I think that'll be mostly it. So there we do it. So now we get the choice. Now let's take so we'll grab watch list at position watch menu choice, and I think it's -1 equal 1 dot watched. The trick here, watched equals the same thing. Here, let's grab out the movie. Var selected movie equals watch list dot watched menu choice -1. So we'll grab out the movie. Now we'll do selected movie dot watched equals selected movie dot watched. So the trick here, we can just put an exclamation point in front. So that just toggles it, so it flips it from watched to unwatched and so forth. I think that's all we'll need to do. So what we should do there, I guess, is say console.writeLine movie selected movie dot title has now been marked. So do selected movie dot watched. Basically I'm going to do this instead of a current movie. We'll do selected. Okay. We'll add a period. If we do that twice, then I think we might do it one more time, do we? No. What I'm thinking is we could just add a method here to do this. let's go over to movie. We'll add a method here. We'll do public string app. I don't know, maybe not. Get watched status. Return. We'll say watched. We'll return watched. Else watched. I'm not sure about that because that's just adding a check here, and maybe that's a view concern actually. Yeah, let's not. Tell you what we can do though. Let's put that. We'll do that over here as a helper. Over here. What we can do instead, let's add it down here. If it'll move over. Let's do private static string get watched status. Passing in movie. Say movie watched. There's this little helper method. We'll go ahead and make control dot here. Maybe. Control dot here and use an extension body. There we go. So now instead of this, we can just say do it like this. We'll say $. We'll just say get watch status of current movie. Something like that. And then we can do that down here as well. We'll just put it in parentheses just like before. Selected movie. Go away. We'll put that there, and I don't even want to do that. We'll just do it like that. There we go. We can do something like that. Now we should have a watch list. Now we should be able to say here, if we view all movies, we have 1 watched and 2 unwatched. So we'll do or not. Did we not get there? Let's see. I think that should have worked. Let's debug here and let's see what happened. 5. We'll hit a 3. Toggle watch. So we do get in here. Menu display. Oh. Using the wrong menu. Here, I think we can remove that. I think that was the problem. Yeah, there we go. Now if we do a 1, now if we look at it again, now it's unwatched, now it's watched again. Same thing with 2. Yeah, there we go. There's just a toggle. What we should do is we should add a please wait. There's a key. That way we can at least see the output message. put that in something. We'll do a /t to get it in line, and let's put it we'll put it in backticks, grave characters. All right, so there we go. So there's us a toggle watch list. So that was pretty easy. So save and exit. So this is the last major functionality. Let's go down to the default case first. Let's just do a console.writeLine. Unexpected selection. Please re-enter. We'll do something like that. Tell you what, since we're doing that on all of them, aren't we? Yeah. I guess we're not going to here. Yeah, save and exit, I guess we don't. Alright. Let's not. Let's do let's go ahead and do a save. So what I'm thinking for that is we just have a method here of public static void, it might be bool, void save. And it takes in a list of movies. Alright. So for the parser, we're doing each line individually. Maybe parser, maybe, yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, I like that probably actually better. So for load, what we're actually doing is if you go down here, we're loading it here. I probably do like that better. Let's do private static list movie save watch list. Let's do it like this. String file name. All right. Not all call package return. So we'll just do instead of what we're undoing the process here. So we'll do here we need to pass in their files. So we'll say list of movie watch list. So let's see. We're basically undoing what we did before. So we'll write a header first. So that'll be the first line. So our header is this. Put that here so we can remember. All right, so header, so we'll write that first. So string header equals, in fact, it's just this. So that'll be the first line. In fact, let's do it like this. Let's do list of string file contents. Let's do it like this. There we go. So now we'll have a list of file contents. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I think that just writing extra memory we don't really need. I think Yeah, I think we can do better. So let me open VS Code. Let's go back to do that last time. Here. It's not that one. There, I'm playing around with the .NET benchmarks. Let's open recent. Apparently don't have a saved off version from last lesson, which is odd. I feel like I've saved it, but I don't see it. Because it isn't this one. Oh well. I don't know where I've placed that, but we can redo it. So what I'm thinking is we can do something a little better with the stream reader. Let's try that. Let's do we'll do using stream reader. This should be a writer though, not reader. Writer equals new. Then you give it the file name. I think that's it. We can get rid of this line. And here, I think we had other options, but I don't think we want to append. Create a new instance. I think that's what we want. We'll just do that first. So now as we go through, let's just add what we want. Now we can do writer.writeLine. There. Now we can write. Now we'll write our header. This doesn't return anything. This is a void now. There's our header. We don't need that. So now, for each movie and watch list, so now this is where we'll use our writer. So instead of a writer, let's rename this. We'll call this a call it movie list CSV formatter. We'll say it's a formatter. So we'll call this format. We'll give it a movie. And it'll return a string. Okay. Then that's a little better. And we'll just call this movie. Alright. So what we want to do is we want to return it to this format. Or this one. Whichever one. We'll just copy them both. I guess we'll copy all three. We'll just go ahead and dump that here. All right, so let's begin. So we will do a string builder sb equals new. And we will return sb to string at the end. All right, so that's our format. So now we'll start with the title. So sb.append movie title. We'll do this. We'll do private static. Let's do private. Here, do const car separator equals comma. We'll do it like that so we keep a little better in mind. There's the title. Do we do any special logic here? Title could have a yeah, we need to do this here, so we do have a bug. So title is one of the fields that can contain a comma. Yeah, so I'm just grabbing it out specifically. So yeah, we've got a bug. So to do bug, this needs to be escape handled as well. So there we go. There's just a bug. We'll come back to that. So right now we'll assume we'll just write it out as is, but we do need to handle that. Now we do year, movie year. It's easy. We'll do movie dot watched. If it's true, we say true. Else, we say false. Do it like that. What else? Else. Separator. SB dot. Append. Movie dot rating. Rating is a number. SB dot append movie dot review. There's no ending one there, so that should be all we need. However, we need to escape this one as well. To do escape commas. Same thing up here. Do escape commas. So we'll start with this one because it's not broken on the reader yet. We'll start here. So I didn't do this over yonder, but we'll do that here. Let's separate this out. Let's do plain string equals movie review var plain string equals we'll say escape, I guess. Escape string there we go. We'll have a private. Let's do an internal. We'll see why we do internal here when we test this, but we'll do internal static string escape string. All right. So what we'll do here is we'll take in the review. I guess it can be null. All right. So yeah. So we'll do this. If or review equals movie dot review. If review is null, not null, then we do all this. So we append the previous separator and then we escape it. If it is null, we just drop it. Okay. So now it won't be null here, so we can drop that. We'll say review. All right. We probably don't need that. I'm going to leave it. We'll put escape string here. Now let's do it. So process if str contains comma. That's when we did escape, else return str. Because if it has a quote in it, we don't care. It's only if it has a comma, then we have to care about quotes. So if it contains a string, then if it str dot contains quote, that's when we need to do some cleanup. That may be the cleanup we want to do actually. So replace any quote for a double quote. But instead of that, we want to do str equals that. So clean up any of those and then surround the whole thing in an end quote. So there we'll do return it like that. I think that's all we want to do. There we replace anything. If it contains that, we replace it. Else we just return just the string. I think that's all we want to do. We'll have to test that to actually see that. But I think that's all. And to do that and to fix the title, then we'll just do the same thing here. We'll say escape string movie.title. There we go. Now I think that's all we need. So the reason I did this as internals is so we'll be able to actually test this method separately. Okay, let's see what this does. So now we've got a formatter, so let's come over here and use it. So writer.write line movie list formatter dot format movie. This is unreachable. Unused out. So there, write each file, and then we're done. So using here, whenever it comes out of this method, so out of the scope, out of this scope here, the save watchlist scope, that's when it'll close the file and run to dispose for us. So this should be good. I probably want to move this back out. Let's do this. We'll do string header equals there. Header. Okay, that should be all we need though. So that should write us a file out, and that's pretty simple. What I was going to do first was write it to a list and then write that list out. That doesn't really seem necessary because here we don't need to create a new list or anything. We don't need to create all the new strings. We just do it once. We don't duplicate the list basically. I think that's a little better. Up here we'll do save watch list. And here we'll pass in watch list and file name. I think that's all we need. So the thing here will be if there's a problem. Which one actually has the chance for the problem? But we'll need to wrap this in some error handling, but I think this does it. So let's see. Let's see if I remember it right or if I've made a mistake here. So we'll just toggle it so we can tell a difference. So one, we'll just make them all unwatched. And now we'll save. Now if we go look at our movie CSV, is it watched? It still is, yes. Okay. That's, wait a minute, I'm about to make a mistake. That is the default. Let's see if, I don't think how is a good way to get to where I want to get to. About to make a mistake, let's check this first. Oh, there we go, we'll just do it like this. Open in terminal. Here's just our terminal, so we'll do cd bin debug net9 there. So now we should have a movie CSV, so we'll do type movies.csv. So this is the actual one it's using. And false, it has not been watched. Okay, so that worked. We run it again. 3, 1. Okay, not been watched. So the reason that overwrote, when I went back to read it again, we have, when I right click this and go to properties, we have this copy always. If we set it to copy never now, do not copy, that won't work because when it rebuilds, it overwrites that file. So that file is always getting overwritten because we're rebuilding. If on the other hand we don't rebuild, like let's see, can I do that? Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. What we can do instead though, let's do so in here we have our exe. We can say movie. I say movie watch list .exe, and then we can run it down. We cannot. Not be converted to a valid year. Why not? Okay, why is that not converted to a valid year? So check that. Remind us whatever handling was. Oh. Oh, I'm writing out the wrong value there. Oh, let's fix that. So there's just a bug. So when I'm writing out the year, it should be year.year. All right, wait a minute. Yeah, movie year. Yeah. So I'm saying this is the date here's a year, so that may be bad. You may want to just make that a year as a number instead of that. But let's rebuild. View. Good. Toggle watched. 1. Has been updated and now save. Now if we look at it, years are back to normal. Should have caught that, but I did not think about that. So now if we run it here, now if we look at the movies, now it is unwatched. So it kept the information. So if we add a movie, do Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I don't remember. I think it's 99. We'll say yes. We'll say 95. And we'll say okay. Now, if we view all movies, now that one should be there. Now we can save. Now, if we look at the file, now that one should be there. Good. Okay, so I think that works, and that is saving the information. So again, the reason we can't use it in the debugger is because when it copies the file over, it pops out that directory and then adds the file back. So we can't do that. Let's do let's fix the escaping over here. So let's do another method here. We'll do private string, private static string clean escaped string str. All right, so we need to undo our any cleaning. So I guess if str dot starts with that, if it starts with a go away. So if it starts with a quotation mark, all right. So if it starts with a quotation mark, it's been escaped. So if it doesn't, we'll just return. So if it doesn't return it, so if it doesn't start with one, we return. Else we need to clean up, so then we'll do the return. I'm trying to think what the best way to do this. So we want to take it and make it one fewer quote everywhere. So drop the outer ones, and then anywhere there's a double quote inside. So we want to remove that. So let's do this. So drop the outer ones. So str equals str.trim. Trim those from the edges. Then str.replace. Yeah, that's what we want to do, I think. And then return str. So there, anywhere there's a double quote left, we replace that with a single quote. So this is not very efficient though, so we might see if we can improve this. So right now this has to trim both ends. So checking there, and then here it has to loop through the string and look through each one. I think we could do that all in one try. Probably the starts with there too, and just do our own parsing. But we'll leave this for now, and we may update this. Let's make this internal as well. We'll see why we do that next lesson. But now, I think we can just do this. So review field. So we'll do Phoenix escape string review field. That should clean it up for us. And we should do that at the title as well. Movie.title equals clean escape string. There, that should handle that bug. So let's evaluate. Now if we run it, we'll add a movie. We'll add a movie if I can have the right number. We'll do something with a comma. I don't have any good movies with a comma, so we'll say title with comma in it. Not a good title, but we'll say it's a brand new movie. No. -1. Make sure I don't mute myself. I have not fixed that yet. There we go. So it did not accept it. Good. Okay. So need to do a little more cleanup then. Oh, that's tricky. Wait a minute. Yeah, that gets a little tricky. So that's coming from the add. So we need to actually come over here where we use it. Add, yes. This should have worked, I would have thought. Your debug to add title, comma. All right, review. That looks all right. What did the title look like? Yeah, it's what's it up to? Wait a minute. What's the title? Can't really see it. Yeah, can't see that either. All right, so we need to escape the title. So let's grab it here. It was basically the same thing here. Instead of this, we will string title equals console.readline. And I guess we just need to pass it through that same filter. So let's write a little method here. Here, let's do it like this. We'll copy this. Right click. Let's see, where is formatting? Quick actions and refactoring. Extract local function. Let's call this escape string. All right, so now we have that method. However, that looks an awful lot like this. Comma, check if it has a quote, place the quotes, then put round it, and then return. Those seem like very similar methods, so that means we can elevate this to public and be even better. So public, now we can just delete this. Now, instead of this, now we'll do movie list CSV formatter dot escape string. Is that not it? I think that is. One too few T's. So here we'll do the same thing for title. We'll do string we'll do we'll just dump it in here. I think this will be fine. We'll just say movie list formatter dot format title. Not format dot escape. There we go. And we'll just move that in as well. Okay. So there we go. I think that's a little better. And I already see where we can do one more thing. So this is going to be a long line, so maybe I don't want to do that. I was going to put this in here, but maybe I'll just keep it separate. Let the compiler handle it if it wants to move it, I guess. That's probably better. Okay. So there, I think we've handled it now. So let's see what happens. So we'll add a movie, A, comma B, 2025. Yes. 7, 78, I guess. A, comma B. Now, that looks escaped. That looks escaped. Good. I think that's what we wanted. Now, fields did we get? Yeah, okay. So we need to handle that one as well. Oh, I see what the problem is. So when we're splitting there, we're splitting on all the commas, and that's now a problem because that's not how we assumed this was going to work. We may have to adjust and make our own split method here, actually. Yeah, we're out of time, so what we'll do is we'll make it to do here. To do, we will need to customize this split method because the title can have commas as well. So there's one thing we could do. Another thing we could do is we could use a different separator. So instead of comma, we could pick something else as a separator. Third thing we could do is just disallow commas in the title. That would also work. I think we'll go this route though and actually fix it. So this will be the plan for next time. So next time we'll pick up here. So there we go though. So we've pretty much worked out the logic mostly, and now we're doing some cleanup, and we'll need to actually do some testing as well. So we'll pick up here next time. So that'll do it for today. So thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.